Hamas and Israel have agreed to a peace deal that will initiate an immediate ceasefire ending the 2-year war in the region and facilitate the release of the presumed 20 hostages still alive. At home, the continued government shutdown escalated Friday when thousands of federal workers received IRFs, that is, reduction in force notices, laying off more than 4,000 federal employees in the near future. And government raids and urban occupation. Despite several short-term victories for local authorities in cities the Trump administration has labeled war-torn, ICE agents and federalized National Guard members continue to pile in. I'm Colin Moore. Some of the more positive news of the week came when Israel announced that they had agreed to implement what they're calling Phase 1 of a ceasefire in Gaza. While the specifics of the deal still publicly remain unclear, we do know that Israeli troops have begun to pull back in the region as Hamas police forces slowly start to take over the streets in the interim. Earlier today, Hamas announced that they are prepared to release all 20 hostages still presumed alive as early as today, though Israel has alluded to the start of the operation actually beginning first thing tomorrow, Monday morning. Now, in addition to Israeli hostages, nearly 2,000 prisoners and detainees currently being held by Israel will also be freed, but a release date, or even a beginning phase of their release, still remains unclear as well. Another positive advancement in the region is going to be a massive influx of aid to the people of Gaza who have begun to return to their homes, only to find nothing left but destruction and despair, with increased aid entering today. President Trump will also arrive in Israel later today to address Parliament tomorrow, Monday morning, and meet with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, as well as family members of the hostages that are being taken to a Red Cross facility per release. For what it's worth, President Trump is being praised for his hand in this peace agreement. He's never been anything but unconventional, but his tactics of pressuring other Middle Eastern powers to force Israel's hand have seemingly so far been effective. But while the president is away relishing in successes abroad, our country might benefit from any kind of direction. I mean, this is like getting broken up with over text, except your ex is on vacation with their new boo, and you have to go back and live with your parents, but surprise, surprise, mom and dad are in the midst of a violent divorce, leaving you, well, screwed. Right now, Democrats remain firm that healthcare is a priority that needs to be legislated now. They simply don't trust that the Republican Party will, as they put it, negotiate in good faith. Following a potential reopening of the government, right now both sides couldn't be farther apart, but it seems to be Americans in the working classes that are affected the most. I mean, it certainly isn't him. Well, unless you ask him how he's doing after an evening of late-night talk shows and a healthy dose of Tylenol. Look, we can celebrate the end of a despicable war, hopefully knowing that the people of Gaza can find a way on. But we've got some crazy stuff going on here too. As National Guard members continue to be federalized around the country, despite numerous judicial roadblocks, Democratic-led cities are still being targeted. In Illinois, a federal judge had to restrict certain tactics being used by authorities, like pepper balls, used on civilians, after a pastor was repeatedly struck during a demonstration outside an ICE facility. Many of us have seen the videos that have emerged throughout the week.
In a newly surfaced viral video, a Presbyterian minister was captured getting shot in the head with a pepper ball by ICE agents while protesting outside a suburban Chicago immigration detention facility in September. The dramatic video shows the Reverend David Black, a pastor at the First Presbyterian Church of Chicago, shouting to 3 ICE agents who are standing on the roof outside the Broadview detention facility just outside the Windy City. As one ICE agent rained down pepper balls onto the protesters below, one of the projectiles can be seen striking Black directly on the head, exploding into a puff of white smoke.
In addition to pepper balls, tear gas has also been used on peaceful protests, and we've seen people being violently thrown to the ground. Even journalists have faced restriction on their ability to exercise their rights to peacefully cover what was unfolding in many of these cities. It seems like every week the current administration continues to flaunt small victories to blanket over what's really going on at home. We're seeing everyday Americans exercise their rights to love or hate their government's decisions, politicians standing up for what their constituents voted for, judges ruling in favor of the people and their constitutional rights on a nearly daily basis against an executive that continues to challenge nearly every judicial precedent on technicalities to suppress real American opinion he deems unfavorable. This week is sure to be eventful. More government layoffs are expected. The tense agreement between Israel and Gaza will be tested at its core, and questions surrounding government authority will see several days in court. But we are the many, and our voices do matter. We don't know where this next test is going to be administered, but whether it's your city or another's, it's going to be important to stay up to date and make sure you're prepared for what may yet be. Again, I'm Colin Moore, and this is Release the Factions. Stay tuned for more throughout the week.